Hey guys, this is Sophie from Minimalist Ways. Today I want to share with you the top 7 lessons I've learned from reading the book The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. Hopefully, at the end of this video, you will learn a couple of tips and tricks how to make small changes in your life to become happier. But before I start, why would you be interested in that? According to research, genetics comprises about 50% of happiness levels, life circumstances is 10 to 20%, and the other 30 to 40% comes from the thoughts and actions of the individual. This means that by changing your mindset, you can increase your happiness. So here it comes. The first lesson from the book is formulating your commandments. Benjamin Franklin identified 13 virtues he wanted to cultivate to reach moral perfection. He made a chart, and each day Franklin would score himself on whether he practiced his virtues. Even though he admitted that he never reached perfection, it still made him a better person. Research shows that the chart-keeping approach can be very beneficial. People are more likely to make progress on goals that are broken into concrete, measurable actions, with some kind of structured accountability and positive reinforcement. Information that has been recently called up or frequently used in the past is easier to retrieve. The notion of accessibility suggests that by constantly reminding yourself of certain goals and ideas, you can keep them more active in your mind. Now, inspired by Franklin and research findings, Gretchen came up with some principles that proved to be the best tool in her happiness project. There are the 12 commandments that she reviewed every day throughout her 1-year project. Now, take some time to think about what you want your commandments to look like. Do you want to stop overanalyzing situations or exercise more? What values or maxims do you want to live by? Write it down and review it every day. I recently stumbled upon an old high school friend's Instagram account who now lives in Germany and works in a biochemistry lab in Munich as a scientist. How cool! I got jealous right away and got upset about my choice of studying business administration at my university. And then it hit me. I know nothing about working in a lab or biochemistry. I never even liked chemistry that much in high school. I could move to Germany right now if I wanted to, but do I want to live so far away from our families? When I realized all this, something has lifted from my shoulders. This lesson is one of Gretchen's secret to adulthood. It's about accepting yourself the way you are. If you constantly think of things you wish you were, you can never be truly happy in the present moment. So lesson number 2 is you can choose what you do, you can't choose what you like to do. That brings me to lesson number 3, which is start journaling. So often it's only after some disaster happens that we appreciate what we had. William Edward Hartpole once wrote, "There are times in the lives of most of us when we would have given all the world to be as we were but yesterday, though that yesterday had passed over us unappreciated and unenjoyed." After reading about catastrophes, Gretchen decided to start a 1-sentence journal. One of my favorite wisdoms from the book is this: the days are long but the years are short. A 1-sentence journal is a great technique to remember the small things without writing long essays that you won't have the time to reread anyways. It also helps to amplify the effect of happy experiences. A 1-sentence journal is a great technique to remember the small things without writing long essays that you won't have the time to reread anyways. It also helps to amplify the effect of happy experiences. There is another method that Elizabeth Gilbert practices, which is keeping a happiness journal in which she writes down the happiest moments of every day. Research shows that because we measure ourselves relative to others, our happiness is influenced by whether we compare ourselves to people who are better or worse off. In one study, people's sense of life satisfaction changed dramatically depending on whether they completed sentences starting, "I'm glad I'm not," or instead, "I wish I was." Gratitude is important to happiness. Studies show that consistently grateful people are happier and more satisfied with their lives. They even feel more physically healthy and spend more time exercising. Gratitude brings freedom from envy because when you're grateful for what you have, you're not consumed with wanting something different or something more. That makes it easier to live within your means and also to be generous to others. Now, a good practice is to note 3 things each day for which you are grateful. Starting a gratitude journal can significantly increase your happiness. For example, you might take it for granted that you live in a stable, democratic society, always have running water and food available to you. Maybe you could be grateful for living in an apartment instead of a house, no yard work, no shoveling snow. Or perhaps the opposite, being able to go to your garden. Having so much luxury in our lives, we still manage to complain about the weather or the traffic or that we have to wait in line. Now, imagine waking up at 4 a.m. and not being able to fall back asleep. Are you gonna be grumpy all day about not sleeping enough? Or are you gonna get out of bed and appreciate the fact that you have 2 extra hours of uninterrupted time to read, work, before everyone else gets up? It's up to you. Try appreciating the fundamental elements of your life, as well as the problems that you don't have. Millions of people fail to get the recommended 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. One study found that along with tight work deadlines, a bad night's sleep was one of the top 2 factors that upset people's daily mood. Another study suggested that getting 1 extra hour of sleep each night would do more for a person's daily happiness than getting a $60,000 raise. Whether that's the case or not, the average adult sleeps only 6.9 hours during the week and 7.9 on the weekend, 20% less than in 1900. Although you adjust to feeling sleepy, sleep deprivation affects memory, weakens the immune system, slows metabolism, and might even foster weight gain. Too often, we stay up to read the news, check social media, watch TV shows, play video games instead of going to bed. Now, a couple of tips to improve your sleep. Near your bedtime, don't do any work that requires alert thinking and turn off your screens at least 1 hour before going to bed. Keep your bedroom slightly chilly. Make sure your room is very dark when the lights are out by using a sleeping mask or blackout curtains. Get ready for bed well before bedtime. Sometimes we stay up late because we are too tired to take out our contacts, brushing our teeth, or wash our face. Best time to do these tasks is right after dinner. So lesson number 4 is don't neglect sleep. Lesson number 5 is the 1-minute rule. If something takes less than a minute, such as putting the coaster away from the coffee table, answering an email where you only need a short response, then just do it right away. These steps usually just take a few moments, but the cumulative impact is impressive. Along with the 1-minute rule, the evening tidy up is another great tool to keep your environment clean. The rule is very simple. You take 10 minutes before bed to do simple tidying. Tidying up at night can make your mornings more peaceful and pleasant, and it also helps you prepare for sleep. Putting things in order is very calming, and doing something physical makes you aware of being tired. Just try it out for a week and see how you feel. The next lesson I want to talk about is gossiping. Gossiping is in our nature. We all gossip from time to time, but there is a good psychological reason from the book to think of whenever you have the urge to say critical things about other people. It's called spontaneous trait transference. Studies show that because of this psychological phenomenon, people unintentionally transfer to you the traits you ascribe to other people. So here's an example. If you tell Ellie that Matt is arrogant, unconsciously Ellie associates that quality with you. But this also works the other way around. If you say that Matt is brilliant or hilarious, you are linked to those qualities. So keep in mind, what you say about other people sticks to you, even when you talk to someone who already knows you. So try to focus on saying only good things. So tip number 6 is don't criticize. Now, I know you all know that you should start walking more, but why? Studies show that the repetitive activity of walking triggers the body's relaxation response and so helps reduce stress. Even a quick 10-minute walk provides an immediate energy boost and improves mood. I'm sure you're tired of hearing this already, but as a minimum of activity for good health, you should aim to take 10,000 steps a day. Taking 10,000 steps every day reportedly keeps most people from gaining weight, not to mention how good you feel after hitting your target for the day. Walking has another added benefit. It helps you think. 2014 study from Stanford University has shown that people are much more creative when they are walking around as opposed to when they are sitting still. They found that when people were walking, either on the treadmill or outdoors, they were 60% more creative than when sitting around. Nietzsche wrote, "All truly great thoughts are conceived by walking." Another example is Steve Jobs, who was famous in the area for his long walks, which he used for exercise, problem solving, and even meetings. Exercise-induced brain chemicals help people think clearly. Just stepping outside when you're working on a big project clarifies things and boosts energy. Light deprivation is one reason that people feel tired, and even 5 minutes of daylight stimulates production of serotonin and dopamine, the brain chemicals that improve mood. Lesson number 7 is walk more. Alright, these were the 7 lessons I've learned from reading the book The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this video and what habits help you change your mindset and be a more positive person overall. If you found this video helpful, please give me a like, and if you would like to see more of these in the future, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.